Yeah. Okay, we started soon.
Oh,
So
starting quickly.
It's just like long time. Hey, it's just like so. My usual question is,
sorry.
why did you
Yeah,
pick this
listen.
particular recipe? And then just do a little introduction. Feel free to talk about a little bit about your coffee business if you want, but
Oh,
we'll have
okay.
to have you come back and teach us how to make a proper cup of coffee, right?
Yeah. Hey, which Facebook you live in yours or in the page leave it to the chef and
Oh yeah, I need.
which one you live streaming?
Um,
Um,
I have
so I can.
not. I will put it on live. Leave it to chef is where it's supposed to
Okay,
be.
leave to chef. Okay, great. So I just will reshare it in my page so more people can see it. So I can start. Let me know when to start. So
Yeah, just introduce yourself and say why did you pick this particular recipe.
okay. Well, hello guys. My name is Wilmer. I'm originally from La Ceiba, Honduras. This is important because the particular plate that we're cooking today, or what we're doing today, is has been or was created in La Ceiba, the north side of Honduras, or the city where I come from. The name is Baleadas, and it's a funny name because it's a little bit of Spanish means something else. I don't want to go through that because it's not something good. But it's like the story behind the baleada. The baleada is built with a tortilla, flour tortilla, with fried beans and topics on top. So you can put sour cream, eggs, you can put avocados, you can put meat on it. And that was created by the story. This is a story in the street. So saying that it's a woman who took a street food in La Ceiba and an accident happened, which she got injury in the accident. And then everybody want to go eat under this lady. Then this because the street food was really good, and she say, "Let's go to the woman who was baleada, or she got baleada. Baleada is like get a shot in the legs. I think she was the injury was a shot in the legs by accident. So everybody point a reference use the word baleada to this woman. So that's how the name is started and has created. So the city start open a lot of food street or these places with the same reference. And now the baleada is well known almost all around Honduras. I think even down south where they don't use flour tortilla at all in their and the daily cook, they use flour tortillas to make baleadas because it's quite well known. And
Yeah,
a lot of people
we
in
talked in
America.
past shows about how food that's considered gourmet food, a lot of times it was like the poor person's food. It's a rare
Yeah.
food because, but it was just like, you used what you had.
Yes, exactly. And then if you see, you put the ingredients, they're pretty basic ingredients. So it's flour, and we mix it with with water. So some people like to use coconut milk instead of water to give a little bit of flavor to the flour, but it's like beans, flour, and sour cream. So it's pretty basic, food. So, but now has been become this, national kind of tradition, eating baleadas everywhere in Honduras. So that's what we're doing today.
Yeah. It's like,
you want me to start the preparation or stuff? So, or you think you were ready, or
yeah, let's
how
talk
you feeling?
about the different ingredients first.
Okay, so yeah, let me pull. So we will use flour, self-raised flour, because it's a replacement for so well known in Honduras. I know the right mix between the soda, baking soda, and the regular flour. But self-raised flour works really good. I have found out that. So I use can of beans, kidney beans, in water, and this is the faster way because normally in Honduras as a normal household, we normally have cooked beans all the time in the house. So because we eat that every day.
yeah.
So we normally have cooked beans with we mix it with onions, garlic. We cook it with peppers, red peppers or green peppers, and it's like kind of like a soup. So we have that broth ready, or those beans ready to just to blend it and cook it. So, but this
Now,
is a
do
good
you, I
replacement.
mean, if you make this big pot, you put it in the fridge when you're not doing it, and then you heat the whole pot up, or do you just take out what you need each time?
Normally, because we eat a lot of beans in Honduras, normally we have the pot always, and we reboil the pot every day, like every morning and evening before
Yeah.
going, so that goes off. It's a normal tradition Hondurans. You will go to any house, and at night they will be boiling the beans, so they don't go off overnight, and then in the morning they reboil it. So it's like kind of create this broth, but doesn't last more than 3 or 4 days. So they
Yeah.
need to recook more. Some people now, I think, put it in the fridge and they just use the amount what they need. Yeah. So we're using sour cream. Let me get the sour cream. Yes. Okay.
And
So
Suzanne was saying she was willing to explain how to make because she's a baker. I'm gonna add you, Suzanne, as a spotlight. And if you wouldn't mind explaining how if you just have regular flour, how to make self-rising flour.
Oh yeah, so I've got a really quick recipe for self-raising flour. So here it is. So it's 1 cup of flour, so 120 grams of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That's it.
Okay, and baking powder. I've
baking
mixed
powder.
up baking powder and the other stuff. I'm not going to even mention it, so that people don't get confused.
Yeah.
So.
It's definitely baking powder. So again, 1 cup or 120 grams of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That's it. There you go.
All right.
You can unspotlight me.
No, thank you for that, because what happened is in Honduras we call soda, and then that's the confusing part in overseas, because we think people use like no baking soda, but like they forgot this is baking
You call
powder.
it soda,
so
and when you go to the store and buy it, they call it baking soda,
yes,
but it's not the right thing.
Okay.
So, thank you for helping.
Well, and also baking powder. When you look at the ingredients of baking powder, it's got baking sodium bicarb, so that's baking soda, cornstarch, and some other things I can't pronounce. So
it's probably not. I don't know how eatable, how good it is for the food, but yes, thank you for correcting that. That's why I changed to use self-rising right away, because I find out that it does the thing. I get better dough actually with this one than making my own mix, but with your recipe, probably a lot of people will be helpful.
It'll be an experiment for me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it go well. So you will know the dough. I mean, you're a baker, so you will know the dough. It's more about the feeling.
I mean, baking powder actually goes bad once you open it, and so that's why if you buy it with the flour, it's mixed with the flour. So when you're opening it, it's properly mixed.
Yep.
So I just move the ingredients. So yeah, and then we use we call it mantequilla or cream. Mantequilla is like it's a sour cream. So the only difference that I do with the sour cream, I add salt on it, and then just give it the salty feeling of what we call mantequilla in Honduras. Some people doesn't like it because it doesn't taste the same, like it's a homemade, with milk, but it's a way to do it as well. And I like this. So with double cream, if you want to replicate mantequilla or sour cream, I get double cream, salt and lime. So I make my own sour cream. So, and because that way you can make the texture a little bit more like homey for me.
Fresh sour cream. I've never made that. Oh, now I want to make it.
I quite like more making my own with double cream, because like I say, if I like a little bit more, limey or more thick, I put more lime on it, a little bit more salt on it, and I get a little bit more texture on it. This one eventually, if you will see, have one texture, will not change. So with double cream, I can make it as thick or as runny as I want, depending. So normally, either way it works. So this is a good replacement. Latinos, sour cream, and then put salt on it, and that's it. That's what we call mantequilla. And we have fresh avocados for the baleadas. And I have some eggs as well. So we will see. You can put as many toppings as you want, or you can change it as you please. So I think we should start now a little bit.
Yeah.
So The first thing that I do, because this is how I started anyway when I make dinner for my family. So I start with the beans because that beans need to start cooking and refrying. So while that is refrying, I can be doing the dough and all the tortillas. So by the time the tortillas are done, the beans are almost halfway through, almost done. So and the tortillas get fresh. So I like to cook my tortillas and build the baleada right away. So you get like a warm, really hot tortilla with all the ingredients. So it's quite
So I'm
pleasant
going to
to
be
eat it. It's like
sacrilegious. How
yeah,
does your
well,
fresh tortillas compare to the ones you buy in the store? Can you buy this type of tortilla?
ooh, it's really no. It's really hard that I never buy the flour tortillas unless it's for something else because you homemade tortillas are like soft, fluffy, really nice. The flat tortillas that you buy, like Del Paso, for example, they're really flat and they like you don't have any fluffiness or any texture. I mean, people who bake will tell you this difference. Like, so yeah, no, don't buy tortillas like to make baleadas because it's half of the experience. Please make your own tortillas. Try to make your own tortillas at least. Uh, yeah. So I will get my vegetable blender out and I will start preparing. So this is pretty much straightforward. Get your cans because we have no cook or beans. Eventually, they will be really plain. So to add some flavors on, what I like to do is to get some garlic, some red onion in the blender. Some people refry the garlic and refry the red onion, really chop, really thin. I like to blend it because when you build the tortilla, you don't get the lumpy pieces
The
of
other
red
day I
onion.
went to make a salad and I was starting to chop everything. And then first
Uh-huh.
time ever, I just put it all in the food processor and I was like, made a big salad for a potluck in the food processor. I was just like, I know how to cut stuff up, but it was like zip, 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 zip.
I have a well experience. So that's a good experiment. I put like probably like one or two pieces of garlic.
I mean, the rule is if you put one garlic, you have to put two.
Who puts only one?
Just
Please,
saying.
who use only one of garlic? I don't think anybody does it. Like not anybody who cooks. So bread is really pretty much like all the amounts. Like I said, cook by eyes and flavors. So don't try to put too much red onion if you don't like it. Don't try to put too much garlic if you don't like it. I know my measurements was like a medium sized red onion, and then I use it's a quarter part, something like that. Remember, you can add more after you blend it. You can like add some more flavors, so go slower, and then you build it up. You need some salt and black pepper. I don't know. Black pepper adds a little bit of something, and the beans. Don't ask me what it is, but it's much better if you add a
I
little bit of black
recently
pepper.
visited Cuba and they do a lot of beans. No black pepper anywhere except tourist restaurants.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Do you find out why?
Well, I mean, it costs money, and they follow Spanish culture. They said they tend to, and there was no tortillas; it was all bread instead.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, Cuba is very much more Spanish culture. So,
Influence. I would share. Sorry, I'm sharing the live. So yeah, I will do this. Sorry, my blender is really well used. You will see it. So most of my stuff is like you will see it like really tear off
yeah.
and wear off stuff. So, but that's what you will expect in the regular Honduran house. So I will show you my tortilla pan. You will you will laugh when you see it. This one.
Is it plugged in?
Oh, I tell you, this is well used. So the little bullet has like three stuff to activate it. So I have only two. So I need to play which two are the correct one to make it work. So I'm lazy. I will not buy another one because I still can use this one. So I will put the heat probably like medium heat in the stove to do the beans. Don't put it too high because you will burn the beans and they will get sticky in the pan.
Now, I didn't
So
notice, did
this,
you put the juice of the beans from the can or did you drain the juice?
yeah, no, I put the juice, I put the water in it to just
Yeah,
to make
put
a
the
little
whole
bit
thing in,
runnier.
yeah.
Pour the whole thing in it. So I would, yeah. So this is how it looks. It's like a runny paste. I don't know if you will be able to
Yep,
see it. I will put it. See, it's like
yep.
a very runny
So that's
paste.
just the
I
whole
did put
can of beans, juice, and onion and some garlic and salt and pepper.
some garlic, salt and pepper, and then you be friendly with your oil, please. You can use olive oil, you can vegetable oil, whatever oil you want to use. Coconut oil, some people use to cook with. Um,
Now I noticed you
and then
didn't
I
put the
start.
oil first. Did you forget or that doesn't matter?
Yeah, I no, I forgot what's more because I want to show you how the beans looks. Normally, I will warm up the oil first, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
will put. But doesn't matter because everything gets mixed. So at the end, it's like what you need to do. It's now is like kind of refry, but like steam it down, like reduce the liquid of the beans to make it a little bit thicker. So the job will get done even if you put the oil first or after. So I mean, I would put it first, the oil first, and then like I said, I'm friendly with the oil because it needs to be kind of refried. I don't know, flavor it.
Yeah.
You know what? The best is a secret with the beans as well. If you cook a steak and with a little bit of oil and that fry pan get like all the flavors of the steak, you cook refried beans in that one. That's the best refried beans that you have. As a
So
Latino, we tried everything. So
then have you ever done it with just like what do you call it? The beef fat.
no, not just with the beef fat.
Yeah.
I would love to try that one.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe in the US they do it with pork fat,
Yeah.
refried beans. So some
Ooh.
people they'll have to specially buy vegetarian refried beans in the can because a lot of refried beans in the US is what do you call it? Pork fat.
Has some, yeah, has some sort of like animal fats, and people don't.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So
So that will start cooking. So this is how. Sorry, guys. Looks. It's like a little bit pasty. Can blend it as much as you can. And now what we're trying is to reduce and cook through. If you feel like it's sticking too much into your pan, put a little bit more oil to like make it more. I don't know. I would say always the oil or the fat is good for the beans just to kind of refry them. And that will cook through all the process almost until we build the baleada. So that will stay in the fire cooking.
now I've seen one time I saw someone did refried beans and they put an egg in the beans. You ever do that?
Egg.
Yeah, like while you're frying the beans, like now, put an egg in it.
Yes.
Okay, so
No.
you never
Like
do that. Okay,
no, like a cracked egg or like the
yeah,
whole egg. Sorry,
a
I
cracked
need
egg.
to ask the question. But you
Yeah,
can't.
cracked
No,
egg, and
I
you
don't know
would
why.
fry the egg with the beans. Never.
No, I don't know why they will do that. Probably like to
Okay.
keep it together. But what we do generally, because this is we say like a regular household food. People has a wood fire in the house and they will cook the refried beans almost all day. So that would be like refrying constantly in the low fire in the wood, in the wood
Oh man,
stove outside of the house.
wood cooked beans. I grew up with this. I mean, I have never had such good beans when they're slow cooked like
Yeah.
all night long. Like, yeah, I don't know. And then a little bit of the
Yeah.
smoke somehow sneaks in, even though the house doesn't have smoke. I don't know how. It
Yeah.
somehow the smoke sneaks into it. It's like
It's like that. You get like when that happens, you get that crispiness. I mean, it's refried beans, like a paste, but it gets like crispy, like some sort of like crispy, nice flavor, like you say, like a wooden, smoky flavor. It's like something really interesting. And that was one of the best refried beans I ever tried. Was from one of my neighbors. She has like this wooden, like my grandmother, this wooden stove, like make a of what do you call it? Ground, like so it's like a really humble. And she cook always every day refried beans. So you go to her house and she will give you refried beans with some sort of tortillas, corn tortillas, flour tortillas, or plantains, refried plantains. but those refried beans, the best that you would ever try. I ever tried in my life as well. So you see now, for example, it's cooking. So the fire is too high. So I will drop it down a little bit, medium
So-
lower.
What do you have in the pan right now?
In the pan.
Yeah.
So the kind of kidney beans, blended with garlic, red
Okay.
onion, salt, and pepper. And
Okay.
then I put oil in the fry pan, and now everything is kind of just kind of reducing the liquids, make it a little bit thicker. So
Okay,
that's
got
what
it.
we're looking for. So if the fire is too high, you will see it bubbling too much and sticking really fast. So what you need to do is like reduce the fire so it's time the slow process instead to kind of burn it down. Okay, for the flour, sorry, for the tortillas, self-raising flours. I'm cooking. Probably everybody will in the house will eat after this. So I don't know. Should I tell you how much it is? Sorry, this is my wife's instrument. I know use many instruments. Probably like 300. I think the bowl is like 400, 600. Yeah, it would be like around 300 grams. I'm using flour. So flour, self-raising flour. You put oil, so you could use olive oil, and but for a little bit of the touch, I was coconut oil. So because that coconut will give it like a nice flavor, in my opinion. So you could put a little bit, like a spoon of oil into the flour. And then salt. We'll put a touch of salt. Put like a spoon of coconut oil. Sorry, I'm wearing white, so it will be hard to see it. So, and that coconut oil is just to give them the coconut flavor, because it's very, I like that in the tortillas. I don't know if someone could answer me this, because it's just my opinion and experience. I use a warm water with a self-raising flour. I don't know if that activates something, because I have used cold water before and the result is not the same. Is any true on that? Using warm water, hot water
Well, I
to
know
do
with
the self-raising
yeast,
flour?
yes, but I don't know with baking soda.
Yeah,
I
I
know
don't know.
With yeast, it activates the yeast, but
Yes. But no, I don't know, because I'm saying this because I'm very particular. I use so I have boiling tap water here, so you will see it probably here in the corner. So I use boiling water to do the dough, and I get better results with that. So I don't know how. Like I say, I'm not go too deep into information, but
yeah.
I know the results are different. So I use boiling water, and eventually I'm using a fork because I don't want to damage my hand. Just to stir it until. So we're looking at soft consistent, non-stick and soft consistent. So I will show you. So I'm mixing everything.
Are you trying to get it as liquid as like pancakes? No, not that.
No. So you need a dough. So it will be like a bread dough,
Got
pretty
it.
much. You get in it. It's the closest thing that I can refer. It's like a. So I will put it in the table, so it will be hard for you to see, but.
But you normally
Okay.
just do it in the bowl, yeah.
Yes, I do use the table, so I will put my my black cover so you could see things. Sorry, I know I never use much
It
this,
says your
but
name
probably
on
would
it.
be
You
good.
better start using it.
It's a good contrast between the whites and the dough and stuff, so you can see it better. So what you will looking is like a bread texture, and eventually non-stick. So if it's just sticky, you just put more flour on it. So it needs to be like soft but non-stick. The bread normally that my wife makes is always really sticky, and I guess that's how people make bread. I never done bread before.
Yeah, the gluten, it's
So-
really sticky and stretchy, yeah.
So at the moment we just need to mix, and this, for example, is really sticky. So what I will do, I put more flour on it.
Wilmer, you can tell you've done that many times, how you're kneading that.
So
That's professional kneading. Look at,
really,
no, it's
So,
just like
um, A
Like,
funny
I mean,
story,
you did
right?
it from
About
the
how I
sides and then the middle, and then the sides and the middle. It was very like massaging.
no, no, you know what? Something funny is like how I learned to make tortilla was when I was 10 years old, out of necessity, like everything in my life. And Ord knows a little bit about my stuff and my story. But just for everybody else, it's like because my mom worked and I needed to cook for my sisters and brothers when they were young. So I needed to learn how to make this. So I was 10 years old when I learned how to make tortilla. My tortillas in the beginning, they were like maps, like, the Alaska map or, Mexican map, but they were like all ugly. Now they're like more round and even. So technically I've been doing this probably for 25 years. So
There you go.
I'm not the best, but I mean, I'm a home cooker. So I want to see how goes. Yes, so that's enough flour. So you see how soft it is? Probably you could. I mean,
Yep.
it's really soft and gentle. So the problem that I
But it's
have when
no
I
longer
mix regular
sticking. You
flour,
want to have enough flour, you said, so it's not sticking.
exactly. So it's non-sticky because when you fold it, what I do is fold it, like you say, from out in, out in. So it's like kind of giving that smooth texture as well. So we will keep normally doing it for like a couple minutes until everything's non-sticky. If it's still sticky, still put more flour. Just be friendly. But like you said, I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but that's how I do it. It's out in. So you fold the dough until it gets, you know, you will start getting a smooth texture outside and it's still like soft, really soft and gentle.
How much flour do you think you put in there? Like,
I think
like
so. Let me see. This is like 1.5 kilos. I'm probably put. This is brand new, so I will just wait it.
just roughly, because you're making
So
for
probably,
your whole family.
yeah, for everybody. Probably I will get probably really good 20 tortillas from this side
Okay.
easily. So it's probably around 600. I will say 600 grams now for what is left in the
So you
bag.
took about a third of it out.
Yes, that's correct.
So
See, sorry. What's it doing? Um, and with the self-raising flour is faster to get the texture that you want because it's softer right away. Normally in Honduras, because we use baking powder. So I wouldn't say soda because people get confused. So, but in Honduras we use soda, but it's like a baking powder to make our own self-raised flour. We let it rest for half an hour, so all the ingredients get blended. With this one, almost I can make the tortillas almost right away. They almost is ready to kind of like a stretch um, without losing that texture and the softness of the dough. So let me see. I don't know if I can show, but
I don't know what
tell me.
happened, but like music just started playing on my truck. I mean, mute. It's like it's Latin music.
Is it?
It's cumbia.
It's cool. Probably.
Hey, party in my truck.
Okay. I will see how close the texture can see. So you see the texture, guys? Sorry, like
Yeah,
soft,
mine's
and
not there yet.
it's still sticky. I think yours will take a little bit longer because you did a mix. Normally,
Yeah,
that's why it's coming out.
I only just started kneading.
Yeah. So
But
that's
I'm
why
kneading.
it normally stick. So for me, it's a little bit too sticky, so I'll put a little bit more flour. And then we start. So I want to show you the beans. So if you see the beans as well, they're getting a little bit like
Pretty.
um,
Nice.
sticky, but it's getting less liquid. So that's why you're looking for, like, to get loose the liquid of the beans. Sorry. And that's probably the hardest part is making the dough. I think of the tortillas, really. Um, and I have a surprise ingredient in the end, guys, for you. Anything?
so it's what do you call it? This is your
Tell me.
daughter approved recipe, right?
Yes, she she knows how to say baleada, and so I speak Spanish to her. So randomly, some days she comes and say, "Daddy, I want baleadas, like for dinner." So she's the only one who push the boundaries, but it's approved by Isel, and she does really well
But you said
eating it
I mean, you
properly as well.
basically can make different toppings. There's, do everybody in the family have different preferred toppings? Or just every time you make different?
So every time I make something different, just to change, like for example, they like ground beef. Is like the elevated baleadas when you put meat on it. So you can literally, technically, use put any meat. You can put pork, like deep fried pork, and slice it in really small pieces. But the ground beef is the go meat to it. They like it a lot. And we eat this if you eat baleadas in Honduras for breakfast, you eat it with eggs, with scrambled eggs, or what kind of like a more simplish. If you eat it for dinner, you need a heavier baleada, so you eat it always with meat. So it depends what time of the day I cook. But they eat whenever I cook, man. Literally, I have not a problem when I am cooking food, or I make tacos, or I make
They're just
burritos, or
excited
something
that
like
you
that.
made something really tasty. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a different food. So British cuisine is pretty limited in flavors, I would say, with all respect to my wife, and she knows that.
Okay. Is
Latino,
there
we are more like
anything
happy.
in the UK that you like? Is there something you were like, wow, they actually have some phenomenal food? Just like,
No, I mean, my wife knows this, and probably some friends are watching will watch this. But the thing is, with British cuisine, they have take cuisine for different places. So they
right.
imagine like chicken tikka masala is a national food place. It's like Indian cuisine, chicken
Right.
tikka masala. It's like so they have the cuisine is like fish and chips, which I don't like it at all. The butter and the fish is too much. I like fat, and I like cook with fat with oil, but oh my god, make me sick. But like,
And they eat it
like,
different than we do in the US, right? Don't they eat fish and chips with like vinegar and mayonnaise?
yes, that's correct. And there's plain, like the fish and chips are like
It's
no
so
flavor
good.
at all. It's
It's
no
so good.
flavors.
It's so
It's
good.
No,
like there's no
It's
flavor.
amazing. I'm British,
my
so
She's British.
no, my wife is British. Trust me, I have a full house of British. Like I'm the only Latino in this house. Like my kids are half British. My in-laws are British. My friends, and they know this, but yeah, they know the fish and chips and stuff. But I'm like, no. So, but they love my food. I cook, and mostly they eat. So happily they're happy when
well,
I cook. I'm happy when
and
they
of
cook
course,
Sunday dip.
and now you have me thinking of some yummy food like pork pie. I love pork pies.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I guess it's just different. I like more like flavor foods. I guess I'm
Yeah,
more like
it's
the
just
the
different.
yeah. So this is for me. It's kind of ready, guys. So for example, I don't know how you doing. How's everybody doing with the dough?
So
It's getting better.
yeah.
So I will see if I can point it to the camera. So you see
So
the
it's
Yeah,
not
texture of this.
it's very mixed, but it's
so
not
nice.
like dry. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
very
it's
much.
still I'm doing this so you can see it. So
Oh,
it's
very
like soft,
spongy. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the word I was looking for. Spongy.
that's
so
so pretty.
so a little bit sticky, right? But you can solve that really easy. If your dough is too sticky, once you make the balls, you just put a little bit of flour in your hands, and that will solve the stickiness. So what we do at this point, so I make balls, smaller balls, like this size,
Nice. Okay.
right? So because I have practice, what I will do, see it's quite sticky when I open it, but we will solve that problem when we make in the second stage. So balls, and probably I will do this different than a lot of other people. So I make the size of the balls, so I know how many tortillas I get, for example, from this batch, and then I will soften it off after. So I do like a double process here. So see,
So you can figure out how many, instead of making one at a
yeah,
time. So if you wanted to make a
yeah,
few extras, you just made the balls a little smaller.
correct.
It's like a trick.
Yeah, it's like and it's like I would say this like Honduran, like I say, normal household trick because you're like, you might have. In my case, we were five in my family, right? We could barely afford food when I was a kid, so we have limited flour. So, like you say, there, the trick was like, oh, I need, for example, my older brother. We were five kids, my mom. And my older brother eats five tortillas, right? And then so what I did is like, oh, I made it a little bit smaller, so he can have his five tortillas, and everybody else can have his three tortillas. So was kind of like a humble trick, but actually it worked. It worked out.
Yeah.
But now it's just measurements pretty much. So you see, I mean, some of them like pretty much they even. I don't know if I could weight it, but you have like a feeling in your hands once you do it for so long. Some of them bigger than smaller than other. So if you see how probably those, I would say 8, 10, 12, what is 16, 17, 18 tortillas. So
Yep.
pretty much I was there like 20. So I could make like one more if I get a piece of each one, but that's okay. So the beans. It's sticking, getting thick. I will show you. You see, it's kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, you will not be able to see it, but it's just getting thicker and thicker. That's what we're looking for. So the second stage of the tortillas, pretty much, I will smooth them down. So this is what I learned in the year. So I fold, how you do the big ball and you fold in. So I will fold in again. So in my palm, I will start folding in everything. So I will do it slower so you could see. And I use my palms and my fingers to do that movement. If it's too sticky, what I do, I get a little bit of flour in my fingers. So
And what's the
I can
purpose of
fold
that?
it.
To just get a perfect ball?
Yes, trying to get the perfect ball. So some people probably will do it differently. I prefer fold in the bowl. So I will put one on one together. So, for example, you will see
How one looks like before
this is
you
the
did
full
it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the full one. So what happens is when you do the full one and you put the last stage will be just oiling it up, put oil on top. So when you're stretching, it stretch better than if you have it like this. People will say, "Oh, we'll just have it like that." Trust me, we'll stretch a lot
Okay,
better
so
and
it pulls
even.
apart if you don't fold it like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I like to fold in. So it's a little bit extra work, but after time, I can fold this in probably a minute and a half if I do it like a full speed. So that's folded there.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then you will
That
see
looks
the
like a
bottom part
little
where you fold. So
Chinese dumpling. But
it's kind of like rough in the bottom, but the whole thing is folded. So normally I will extend it like that. The bottom is my center point
okay.
when I will stretch the tortilla. And you will see that in the end. So I will fold it all of them, and then you can see. I don't know which stage guys you are.
Just like
See?
I know I could honestly tell you right now, if I was cooking along, I would not be keeping up.
I'm probably doing it too fast.
No, but you're making a lot of them too. So I mean, I would just do one at the same time. But that's the thing is,
Well, but
the more you make something, the better.
Yes, and then it's it's that easiness for me. I prefer to make more, because normally with the tortillas I can leave the dough for the next day. You put it in the fridge, you cover in an airtight container, and you have fresh tortillas tomorrow. I can just stretch it up and put in the on the fire to cook. So I normally make extra always for breakfast for the next day.
So
That's
you
a
just
pretty
make all those balls and put them in a bowl. Yeah.
Yes. And then that will last you probably 2 days. Well, 3 days normally in the fridge, and then until they get the dough will start getting thick crust outside, so they will not be stretchable or usable as
Okay.
in the beginning. But yeah, normally I look always make dinner with it, and then probably have a breakfast, have fresh tortillas for the next day to make some breakfast baleadas.
So you never make stretch the
One or
tortilla,
two?
cook it, and then save that tortilla. You always stretch.
No. No, I prefer to save the dough to make my fresh tortillas next day. Then make the stretch the tortilla, cook it, and then because the dough will be like kind of tough, you know what the difference is. So yes, it's better to kind of like cook it at that point. Let me see. Yeah, we're doing okay. Very good. Are you still in the parking lot, or you went home?
I would think. Well, I'll have to do this and taste it. I've had fresh tortillas twice in my life. And
Okay.
I always thought, oh, it'd be really, really hard to make, and it doesn't look like it's hard at all.
It's not hard at all. Like,
Now,
I mean,
do you ever freeze the balls so you have a whole bunch of them in the freezer?
No, I've never done it, so I don't know how it will work. Because I mean, probably someone who bakes can tell us better. But the dough, I mean, it's different to start to stretch it. And the way I stretch the tortillas is on my hands, so I palm it. So I don't know if you have seen doing that before when they make tortillas. So I can stretch it with my fingers and then palm until the tortilla gets bigger and bigger. Some people will use a plate, and I will show you how to use a plate to stretch it. Because they have that practice. So I don't know how. I think the frozen dough will be too sticky. So probably you need to put flour, and then to avoid the stickiness or the sweat of the dough. So I will not say yes or no. Will be good actually to try it. I might try it and let you know as well. All right.
But you said it can be 2 or 3 days in the fridge. It's just until it starts getting dried out. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's correct. Until you get dry out on, like a thick crust on the outside. But everybody enjoyed it. I think even after 3 days, the tortillas get really fluffy and a nice flavor.
In Mexico, I think the only foods that are subsidized are tortillas. So they have contracts, and people go to the tortilleria and get their tortillas, but they can just also get the masa and then go home and make their own tortillas.
But that's corn tortillas.
Yes.
I mean,
that's corn tortillas.
Yeah. That's corn,
At the tortillerias, do they have flour tortillas? I've only seen corn tortillas.
No, it's mainly corn tortilla.
Yeah, it's usually corn, the only ones that are subsidized. I mean, flour tortillas, well, they're everywhere now, but originally they were more popular in the north, where they grew less corn and they grew more wheat. And that's why they had flour tortillas up in the north near the border, where in the south they had more corn. But now they're available, in the grocery anywhere.
That's so true. On Honduras, we have the same. Like when I was a kid, one of my jobs was like deliver tortillas. So my mom worked with this lady. They make fresh corn tortillas. So my job was 4 o'clock in the morning, get the corn, take it to the molino where they ground. So it's a big sack of corn, and then they ground it. They make the corn flour, and then they make fresh tortillas and deliver to restaurants. So that's true. Like they have like a contract for restaurants and stuff, because they buy buckets of tortillas. With flour tortilla, because need to be made in the spot. And this is how, for example, someone making the street food in Honduras, they will have the dough, like the bowls, they will probably prepare from the night before, because they have like a big amount of bowls, dough. They will just like fresh cook it in front of you and build it in front of you, so you have a warm plate of food. With corn tortilla, you can have it cold, and then you just reheat it in the fire, and will taste really good. So I still use the coconut oil or coconut to kind of coat the dough with it. You can use oil, so you just have oil in your hands, and then I just like rub it a little bit. So pretty much there will be, I don't know if you would see it, but like a shiny coat on it.
You just basically
so they
coated the whole thing.
Other. Yeah, so they don't stick together. So what I'm doing is putting it in somewhere, so the oil or the little bit of coat of oil will avoid them to stick against each other.
Okay.
That happened after 3 days. After 2 days in the fridge, they start sticking together. So it's kind of almost hard to remove them from each other. So that's one of the issues when you freeze it for too long. So you see now?
Yep.
Yep.
So, and then stick between each other, so you can have them. But if I put this one with this one, you know, they will start sticking together and then just damage the potential tortilla. So, and then, yeah, then, how you doing with the dough, guys?
It's okay.
Where you are?
I'm making the little balls now.
Okay. It's okay, I will do all this stuff. So I just want to show you. So this is my tortillas,
Mine
my dough.
look like this.
Here's, Suzanne, I'll spotlight you for a second.
You don't need to.
Yep, that looks good.
Oh, they're good. They look good. I really like them.
It's a little ball, so
Yeah,
like
I
okay.
really like it. So what I would do is clean a little bit of the counter while I'm again. So I mean, pretty much that's the whole difficult part. Now we can get ready, for example, the toppings. So what we can do is like get the sour cream ready. If you have your home, you can have it ready. I will make one actually. Double cream takes like 30 seconds. In the meantime, I would just clean.
So the tortilla itself on the tortilla pan, do you oil the pan or it's just dry?
No, like a hot, dry, really hot, dry pan. And I will show you my pan. That's the funny part of the whole thing. You
Your
will
pan
see.
is probably, well, if you've done 25 years of tortilla, it's got a lot of flavor on it.
But I have not, sadly, I have not had that one for 25 years. Only like a year and a half.
Okay, so
I need to change it so often.
In Mexico, I think they have a plate called a comal or something where they, instead of a pan.
So this
there
is my
you go.
comal.
oh, that one's
Yeah,
There we
bad.
go.
there you go.
That is awesome.
So this is how you know someone cooked a lot of tortillas on it
You need a cast iron one.
When the comal, this is casa. This is solid, like heavy. But look how bad it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know. And then in the beginning, I will tell you the story. I blame my wife. So I have 3 of these ones already in the last probably 4 years or 5 years. At the beginning, I blame my wife because I thought she put it hot into cold water really quick and then it like curve. I was like, yeah, we damaged my comal. But actually, no, she had never done it. It's just like that's how it goes after so long. So, you know, yeah, this is the comal. Normally, in our countries, in Mexico, they have like a thinner, like it's made of sometimes like a cheap metal or like aluminum.
It does. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
so
a
you
pan,
don't have a
it's more
cast
like
iron? It's a
sheet.
cheap metal?
Yeah, well, no, this one is this is like heavy metal. I don't know what type of metal this one is. Like
Could
heavy,
be
thick.
carbon steel,
Yeah.
maybe.
But in Honduras, we have something really thin. It's like probably like a, you know, I don't know, aluminum or some sort of metal. We just like mold it around because we can afford something like this, you know, technically. And then we learn how to use all the instruments that is not
Yeah, and in the old days, they could go on a wood stove and on a fire, over a fire or whatever.
Exactly. So I don't want to show you the beans. So you see the beans? Now they're not running. They're just more thick and pasty. And then if you want to put more oil and refry heavily, just put a little bit more oil and put the heat on. That's up to you. I will normally use like that because I use it like a paste mainly. And, you know, but that's how it should be. And I will just leave it low fire at the moment for that. And then for whoever want to make their own sour cream, I will do this one right away, really quick. I will do it in a clear glass. Double cream. I use probably half of the, well, depends how good you limes.
Yeah,
That's what sour
the
is.
English and the Spanish are backwards.
You know,
Limon is a lime. It's just like, I mix that up all the time. Because I come from the English side, so I say it backwards, and you come from the Spanish side, and you say it backwards.
I know, right? My wife always like corrected me. She's the hero because like, I need lemons and lime, lemons and lime. So the green ones, I need the green ones,
Yeah,
you know.
just do the
So
green lemons.
the green lemons, yeah. So I put half of the juice of one fresh. I use fresh ones. The flavor is much better than any bottle. I would say, and then salt to your flavor to your taste. I use a fork just to see right away. Start like getting.
And so it starts curding from the sour. It starts curding and
Yeah,
thickening.
Exactly. So
yeah.
yes, and it probably it's too thick for me. I like it like runny paste, but
Look how thick
that's
it
what you're
is.
looking for.
That's really thick, really quick.
Really quick, but too much juice probably. So that's why I like it because I can make it as thick or as light as I want, depending on the amount of juice. So I just
That's funny. I've made like a creamy cheese, but I've never made sour cream.
yeah, this one went really thick, really quick, and went really quick, really thick. Normally, it's really runny for me, probably just because I'm using a small container. Normally, I use the large one, so I kind of like know how much I'm using. But yeah, that is the same. Just put more, and then
That's some quality
Because
sour cream right there.
because I like it a little bit runnier. But yeah, but it's like the flavor is different as well, and I prefer having that like homemade flavor, a little bit salt, like, and it feels so much better than the sour cream that that I get. But this is a good replacement if we don't have anything or double cream at home or limes, limes at home. The sour cream is a good replacement. I always have this one at home, so I will put it in the fridge. Got a little bit thicker, but eventually with a hot tortilla will melt once you put it together. Let me see. Cool. And I will have this one ready just in case someone put something to. With this one, I just sour cream. I just pretty much put
That's
salt.
the store-bought sour cream, and you just add a little
store-bought supermarket. So that's the texture that I like normally for me as well. But
almost like a yogurt, yeah.
Almost like a yogurt, like a paste. Yeah. We'll put that one sideways. These ones go to my here. I will get some of the avocados. Sorry. Normally I slice my avocados. So the easy way is to do it with a skin. So I just
long slices. Yeah.
So
you're like me. I grew up that I didn't have enough counter space, so I did a lot of things in my hands. Yeah,
it's the easiest way.
Well, I mean,
to show you,
professional chefs use cutting boards and a lot of counter space, and I scare I scare some chefs how I cut things in my hands.
Yeah, whenever I see usually it's in Europe, somebody has a loaf of bread, they're cutting it in their hand. They're holding onto the bread while they slice it.
Just like,
yeah, you get a lot of.
I mean, I hold something and I cut it like this against my thumb, into the pot. Just like,
yeah. Well, but if you see,
oh, nice.
They came in sliced already.
The slices stayed whole like that, yeah.
So, when I scoop it out the avocado, I just scoop the whole half. So it just come already in slices. So I can just put the slicer into the tortilla. I will show you closer.
Yep.
See?
Yeah.
Wholly slice it.
Perfect.
I normally put salt on them just to give it avocado with salt is always good. Kind of change a little bit the flavor for good in my opinion. So I just
no limon.
No, because there's no guacamole. So with the baleada, remember, guacamole is pretty much Mexican, but also it's more like a dip. So for the baleada, you just want the avocado flavor in it. It's like a topping. So it's pretty like I said, humble food. So it's pretty bad. You need to. I could make guacamole, for example, but it will be too much flavors, too much lemon, too much lime. So you with the baleada, you want to enjoy the refried beans and you want to enjoy the topics individually. If you put guacamole with lime, cilantro, and all the other stuff, will be too punchy. So you wouldn't enjoy the rest beside the guacamole. The guacamole will be too much flavor on it.
I just learned that anytime you cut up avocado, you would pour vinegar or lemon over it to keep it from turning brown.
To turn it black, yes, that's correct. But you know, we expecting this to be eaten like right away. Yeah, exactly. It's like a street food where like the person will. So the person who's selling you food will have like the avocado seal, and they will open one just for you, like that. Right, they cut it off and put half of the avocado in your baleada. So you will always get it fresh. But yeah, lime and lemon if you don't want it to turn black. The same for the guacamole and stuff. So, my beans are getting...
When I see guacamole at a street food vendor, I was just like, ooh, they're using all the old avocados. Yep, there
you see the beans? They get more pasty. Yeah, more dry, exactly. It's more pasty. And then, I don't know, are you ready for the tortillas?
Yeah.
Start the tortillas?
I want to see how you do it in your hand.
I think... I would show you how to. I use.
I'm imagining you do it like someone makes a pizza, like a pizza crust, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty much. So, and the plate, if you have never made tortillas, your hands, pretty much what I do, I will do it against the black. So I use the bottom part where I fold it in, and then
we can see it on the plate if you want. It's pretty. I can see it.
And then you can just use your finger to extend it up.
Okay.
I spin the plate, you know, and then that's how it's a lot of people doing in endurance as well, because the way I learned, like I say, it took me like probably 10 years to master extend tortillas. It's not that hard, but like, I mean, I was a child or a kid when I was doing so. Right. That's
how thick are you trying to make it? Like as thin as possible? Or?
So, no, it needs to be not too thin. It's pretty much, I don't know how. Yep, you know, you need to see through like a translucent, but that's how thin I'm looking for, more or less. I don't know if you can get it.
Yeah, so I mean it's the size of a regular tortilla thickness. Yeah.
Yeah, not too thin though, because if it's too thin, get too crispy. What you're looking for is like thick enough to get the fluffiness, or like it will get air in it and will like bounce back. So it's more like not bready, but like not too flat. That's the problem with the supermarket tortillas. When you buy, they're too flat. They're like flat tortillas, and there's no flavor. The pan needs to be super hot because I extend the tortillas in my hands. I do it really particular fast, so I can handle it hot, really hot, comal. But if you don't, medium heat will be fine. Will be a slower cooking process. I like to do it really kind of fast. So in my hands, so I will extend it with my fingers, for example, up to 3.
Yep, that's how you make a pizza.
4 inches, right? Yeah. So when it's there, it's big enough to put it in my palm, and I do the clapping thing.
There you go.
Now the tortilla. I burst this one. Sorry, it's too soft. Hey, I fell. Sorry, I bursted there. But that's how the tortilla grows. So it's just the clapping force help them to grow. And then in the beginning they were all mapped up. Now it's like they're more circular.
You're not going to throw it in the air like a pizza.
No, that I will bring my Italian roots to that, like to do it. So, and the tortilla cooks the flour tortilla cooks really fast. You see, I made the second tortilla already in my hand. So by that point, I flip the first one with my fingers. You can use the spatula. So I will show. You want to not overcook the first side because you do 2 flips. So the first side is just like seal. You seal the tortilla. And the second side, you cook it longer. And then you flip it the third time to the first side to finish the cook and get all the air that you want.
So three sides, basically.
3 flips. Three flips. Yeah, kind of 3 flips. My wife will be happy testing the first baleada that I made. We have a volunteer. So
there's the third flip. Yeah.
Yes, and I let it like the third flip is like the finished cook, and I normally people use the hands. You use towel or something just to, we call it aporrear. So we press it down, and I will show you why we press. Oh, hopefully, so
Oh,
they
they're
get like
starting to
bubbles
puff up.
air.
Yeah, they start puffing
Yeah,
up. Yeah.
like bubbles.
Ah,
Yeah, exactly. So that's the puffing part, and that's how you get like
There you go.
the
nice.
brownish cooking. For example, this is quite crusty, but I will see if I can get a even better one because with the second one. So let's see. That's the first one. Hello. And I probably will build. So you see how I cook the tortillas a little bit less. It's like just seal, quick flip, and the second side a little bit longer. And this is how it goes. I have ingredients. To put this one out. Sorry, I have meat for this. But so the second side is a little bit more cooked. I just want to show you. You get all the brown spots of the dough, and I will let it seal, and I will prepare that one instead of the
Now you
first.
can't see
So-
how it's cooked underneath. How can you tell from the top side when it starts puffing up?
So the first side, you will see how that is sealing, the dough is sealing. The second side, pretty much it's practice the time, but yeah, you will see the stuff popping off. That's when you flip it the third side to kind of like do the puff thing. But it's the color starts changing, so you're getting a yellow color on the tortilla. So when you make the dough, it's like a white. So when you start cooking, get the yellow coloring, and then what you pop in, you see how it puffed there.
Oh, yeah. Really
So-
puffed.
Look at how puffed
So
it up.
sometimes the whole thing puff. See, it's like get a little better. So something funny is the first tortilla is always bad because it's the first one that you do. It's like this one puff a little bit better than the first one, so that's why I always wait for the second tortilla if I want to give it to someone. So that will be my wife trying the baleada. So I will put this one to cook, and I will build the first tortilla. So how we build the tortilla? Fresh, hot tortilla. You get your beans, right? And then you just like paste it in. So like thin paste, so don't make it too thick. And then that's when you start doing the whole combination. I will use this, so you can put one piece, 2 pieces of avocado, right? And then you can put sour cream. So this one will be just sour cream and avocado. And then, will be like in one side, and then the baleada becomes when you fold it. So it's like a taco, like a cheap taco would say. So that's like a simple baleada, for example. If you want to elevate it, pretty much you just add, I make ground beef, guys. So you can just cook your ground beef, try to make it a little bit drier, so not too wet. And you could add a little bit of beef, but let's see.
You got a supermodel tester, huh?
Yeah. So she will
Oh,
listen
she
to you
couldn't
soon.
hear
now,
me
so-
say that.
That he said that you have a supermodel tester.
Oh, thank you.
Just like
So be careful because if you try, like, will stuff all the liquid stuff melting. So that's how, but that's how you made the tortilla, for example.
eat it over a plate because it'll drip. Yeah.
It always will drip. So do you hear that?
I don't know. It was my microphone. I didn't hear it.
No.
Couldn't
Oh,
hear,
sorry.
we couldn't hear, yeah, we couldn't hear her.
Sorry. She's in my. I think my speakers are still in my AirPods. She said normally they say that you need to have like a second tortilla to eat it. So the second tortilla catch all the drip.
Oh, I
It's like
see.
eating a taco. I think the story about the baleada is like probably in Honduras we can afford to have like a nice meat taco. I don't know, and then people create this humbleness of version of a taco. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So only
happy
only
to
one
call.
of the ear things have a microphone.
Yeah, I think so. And that's the third tortilla. So tortillas start getting better and better once you start cooking because it's hot enough. See? And this is the thickness of the tortilla. So you see how soft it is? It's like
It's very soft, but it's thicker than a store-bought tortilla.
yes, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for something fluffy, but like nice and tasty. Like I'm not like a flatbread, not to take like a flatbread, but thick enough to hold the ingredients.
Right. It's not pita bread.
Now,
Yeah,
you ever put
and this-
grated cheese? It seems like in the US we put grated cheese on everything.
No, we put grated cheese, but the thing is, we when we cook baleadas, we want those. We call it queso frijolero, like a beans cheese. So I don't know. It breaks really easy with your hands,
Oh yeah,
but it's
the
really hard to find it
farmer's
overseas.
cheese, fresh cheese.
Yes, that's correct. That's how we call it. So, and I have
And
not found
farmer's cheese
anybody
doesn't melt.
who-
It doesn't melt. It gets softer, but it doesn't melt.
Yeah, so that's why it's hard to find. And for me, like normally, like if you want to have a tortilla with meat, you put like ground meat, your avocado, and you sour cream. If you want a cheese, you put the cheese on it, and that's like a little bit more heavy tortilla or heavy baleada than normal. So this will be like two of this one will be like a sort of like a dinner for someone, 2 or 3.
So I
I'm
learned
gonna eat
there
4
you
of
don't
this.
cover the whole thing with beans, just the half of it. You fold it over.
Just that, just half of it, just a little bit flour, and she's the main tester of my baleada. So
And
it's
in,
always-
and in Mexico, you would always put some chili. Is that true in Honduras also or not?
could you repeat what?
Well, would you use some hot sauce of some kind?
People normally normally eat like a spicy sauce. I like some sort of like hot sauce. Yes, we do it as well. Not
Like
as much as
pico de gallo or something like that, maybe.
not pico de gallo, just like hot sauce, like Tabasco sauce, probably. So just to spice it up. Like because we like again we don't put pico de gallo, or we don't put use guacamole because it's too much citrus and flavors that we feel
overwhelms the flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think people just want to try the beans. They want to have the beans and avocado and the meat itself.
Keep
like
keep the simple flavor so you can taste all the different flavors. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. When I cook tacos here, I make I make tacos at home. I make guacamole and I make pico de gallo and all this stuff because that goes really well with a pork, or like a grilled meat. If I'm doing like a wet beef taco. But with the baleadas, I think those will go really well with the beans.
Right. So it'd be like if you did carnitas or something.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, that's correct.
Like heavy meat goes good with like fresh pico de gallo, so it balances each other. So.
Yes, exactly. It bounces really nicely. With the beans, I think it doesn't bounce that well. They get too much in your mouth, and you like get overwhelmed. You can do it, but I think get too much. So yes, this is how the tortillas are made. That's how it gets. That's how pretty much you keep doing. And I keep normally if I'm in the family, well, they just took the food away, but I'm cooking and preparing each one and serving people. Like after the video, probably I will finish it off when they start serving. My in-laws are here, so they're probably happy eating.
So everybody tells you what they want, and each one is like personalized.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Now, do you have a preferred like fruit or drink or something that goes with it, or it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter. People will drink Coca-Cola juice. I prefer like something like juice, like fresh orange juice.
Wilmer, I was trying to lead you up to talk about your coffee business a little bit. Just like 1 minute.
Nah.
We'll have you back on talk about coffee.
No, well, the thing is that we do the coffee in the morning. So yes, we have we have baleadas with coffee in the morning. That's pretty straightforward in every house.
But with eggs.
With eggs, yeah.
And then with eggs. And this is sorry about the eggs, but you can put you make the scrambled eggs and put the eggs. This is a coffee business. We import direct coffee from Honduras into the UK, and we distributors, wholesale and retail. So we have the best coffee that you can find for breakfast or for dinner, anyways.
So you'll have to come up with a coffee cooking recipe to come on the show. Yeah.
Coffee cooking recipe.
I don't know, something with
I
coffee.
will,
I mean,
I
we
will, I
did
will need
one.
someone with dessert.
What was the one we did? Tiramisu. We had a lady from
Tiramisu
Italy
uses
taught us how to
coffee,
make
yeah.
tiramisu with coffee,
Mm.
fresh
Yeah.
coffee.
Okay, I can work on something like that and see.
My favorite dessert.
So
No, but the good coffee, good coffee, you drink it by itself. It's like a good wine or good whiskey. So you need to
That's right.
enjoy,
Don't add
enjoy
anything
the coffee.
to it. Yeah.
that's
Gotta
not
drink
what
it
they
black.
do in the US. It's add as much sugar, and it's no longer coffee then, it's just a dessert. Just like
It's a
It's
dessert, pretty
usually
much.
flavors.
it's usually people that have cheap coffee put all that stuff in it.
So
Yeah, that's what it happened. So yeah, we focus more on high quality, supporting the farmers and bringing the best that we can to help the farmers, but also to look after the land and make sure it's more biodiverse production of coffee than just like monocropping and damaging, Mother Earth. So we try to do something different with the coffee ourselves. So we try to teach people how to enjoy good coffee at home without so much fatty machines. If you have it, that's good. But without so much other stuff than coffee.
there you go.
And all those machines create so much trash and junk and stuff too.
Does anybody
those
have any
capsules and
final
all that
questions
stuff.
for Wilmer? Like,
I just
thank you
have to keep trying it. I have to make a thinner one. My what is it? My dough is just a little too thick. So
Too tough.
What's that?
It's too tough. The dough.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to try it with self-raising just to see if that, just like store-bought self-raising to see if that makes a difference. Maybe add more liquid.
Yes, that's why I struggle with a mix of powder and flour. So I always find out that I sometimes got it right and was soft and nice, and sometimes was just too tough. It's like I never got this texture. If you see that, this is so nice and it's really textured.
Yep.
And it's stretched really easy. So I kind of stretch it with no pressure. I'm just like, so I understand probably why try with a self-raising flour and hot water or boiling water. Probably that will, I don't know, probably that activates something in the self-raising flour as well. Just saying. Because that will give you a better texture. And let me know how it goes.
And I'm rolling mine out just because I can get it thinner. I'm used to making Indian chapatis, so I can make them thin with like a chapati.
Don't try to try. Well, if you try with get too tough, that's you will not be eating baleadas. You will eat something else. But you want something more like gentle and like more like breaking. Sorry, I will put it breaking easy, like really like.
Oh man, that's so soft.
I know that is so soft. Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's why you're looking for the softness. So when you like bite, it kind of just like pull off kind of thing. You try to avoid like so much softness, but yeah. That's
so good. That looks so pretty.
All right.
Sorry,
don't waste it.
Any more questions, guys?
All right.
Yeah.
Any final words before I wrap up the recording?
Great job.
Thank you so much. I mean, I always try to have something somebody considers simple to make. For you, this is simple because it comes from your heart. And so, it's your culture, your heart. And, for me, cooking is meditation. And I can tell that for you, when you're doing this, you're connecting to your family, you're connecting to your culture, and you're cooking with love. And so thank you very much for sharing your love.
No. Thank you so much, guys, for inviting me to do this. I really enjoyed it. And there's like something to share about my culture. I know it's pretty humble and pretty straightforward, but it's just to tell a little bit about my culture, my people in Honduras, what we do, how we grow. And something to enjoy in family. I think we enjoy more like the cooking, like you say, therapy. Cooking is therapy, sharing with family and friends, and being able to serve someone else in front of you and say, "Hey, how are you? I'm you, Baleada." So thank you so much for the time that you gave me and sharing, with you has been amazing.
Wilmer, my hashtag is cooking for others is love.
That's right. I will be part of that hashtag very soon as well when I reach this. Cooking for others is love. I like that. That's our love language. I think that's our love language, or we're in trouble.